welcome back. So, I recently came across the words under consumption, and the moment that I read it, I immediately thought, oh, that's just been me. That's literally just been my whole life. And I never started this as a lifestyle choice, a trend, or even an aesthetic. I didn't wake up one day and decided to consume less. I just always have. Today, I'm going to show you the things that I actually own and how I live as someone who has always been an under-consumer. Way before, it was never a thing. First up is my black shoes. These are my easy soft shoes and my mom bought this for me 7 years ago. I stopped wearing them after I graduated senior high school and they just sat them for a while. And then last August when I finally got to college, I pulled this out and started wearing them again, if you can see that. If you're looking closely, this is a dog bite. One of my dogs got to them and at some point I didn't know which one did, but I'm still wearing them anyway. This is 7 years old, by the way, and with a dog bite. Still going strong, and that's under consumption. So next up is my thrifted sweaters. So instead of buying brand new ones, I just go thrifting. You know, they are cheaper, they also last longer, and honestly, you can find really good quality pieces if you know where to look. I always need to bring one to school because our classrooms are air conditioned and I am not surviving without a layer. So these are merely enough for me. If you're going to ask me, do I want more? Honestly, yes, sometimes, but right now I have more important priorities than adding to my wardrobe. And that's the thing about underconsumption that nobody really talks about. Sometimes it's a choice, and sometimes life just naturally makes the choice for you. Either way, the result is the same. You work with what you have, and what you have turns out to be really enough. So, this is my thrifted sweaters. So now let's talk about my everyday cosmetics. So first, wait, hang on. First is my lip tint from BLK Cosmetics. This is my favorite shade. I've been using it for 2 years. I still have the old packaging, and it's technically not empty yet. As you can see, it's not yet empty, but the brush, as you can see, yes, but the brush just can't reach the bottom of the bottle anymore, so I finally bought this one. This is the new packaging, but in the same shade. This is with the shade of Cocoa Crush. You see that? This is still the same shade that I am always buying to BLK Cosmetics. So the next one is this. My BLK Skin Tint Sun Shield in the shade of Toast. Honestly, I never used sunscreen before because it was expensive and I didn't really understand undertones. But then my college friends started explaining it to me and I got curious enough to try one. So I bought this and I actually love it, and I'm just going to use it until it's completely empty before buying another one. Simple as that, okay? So I'm not trying any more products as long as it turns out really good to my skin, and it actually really does. It has a brush here like that. Last is my mascara. I had a Vice Cosmetics mascara that also lasted me about 2 years. And this February, I switched to GMCY because it's more affordable and lightweight. So let me show you the brush. This is the brush of Vice Cosmetics, the common one. And to the GMCY, the brush looks like this. And believe me, it's lightweight, so I purchased this. And that's genuinely everything I have and use every single day. I do have more products, but I didn't buy most of it. My friends and my mom have gifted me the things over the years, so I didn't include those here because that's a whole different story. So these are just the things that I actually chose and paid for myself. And as you can see, I keep them until they're completely done, every last drop. So now let's talk about gadgets. First is this, my Huawei Nova 7i. This is my first ever brand new phone and I got it back in year 2020. And honestly, these phones means a lot to me. The money used to buy this phone came from my mom's pension when she turned 60 that year. She used that money to buy me this phone and I genuinely appreciate it more than I can explain. I am not planning to replace it anytime soon. It's still working and it has too much sentimental value for me to just let go. So even though the camera isn't the most stable compared to the newer phones right now, this is actually one of the cameras I used to film my previous YouTube videos. If you're gonna watch my previous videos, you will already see what it can do. Next is my Xiaomi pad, which is the one that I am using to film this video. I bought this when I am working as a production operator because I had a dream. I wanted to go to college. I am a computer science student and this tablet is basically my everything. I use it for studying, for coding, I even built a website on it, and now I also use it to edit my YouTube videos. One tablet, multiple purposes. That's under consumption at its finest. And lastly, this iPhone 7. This one isn't actually mine originally. It belonged to my mom. Her sister gave it to her, but my mom wasn't really used to iOS, so it was just sitting there. Nobody is using it, so I took it. But there's a problem in this phone. The battery drains fast and it's pretty outdated at this point, but the camera quality is still surprisingly decent. So I just keep it around and use it when I need it. Why let something go to waste when it still works, right? And that's all of my gadgets. No yearly upgrades, no chasing the latest model, just using what I have for as long as it still serves me. Okay, I need you all to believe me in this one. This is my facial wash. This is actually the Pro's Acne Bar Soap. I think that's the name of this product. And yes, I know what you're looking at. This is not a lot of soap anymore. But here's the thing. I don't buy a new one until the current one is completely finished. And I am using every last bit of it before replacing it. And the reason I haven't bought a new one yet is because it's already April and the Shopee 4 sale is right around the corner, so I am waiting patiently with this little guy. And last is my rubber shoes. Bought these 3 years ago and still using them. As they look like this now, you can clearly see that. I am aware, but they are still comfortable and they still do their job. When I work out and go for a walk, I'm still keeping them. No reason to replace something that still works. Simple as that. That's my underconsumption life. Nothing crazy, nothing aesthetic. Just me using what I have until it's already invisible. But I do think sometimes we forgot how much we already have. And we're so focused on what's new, what's trending, what everyone else is buying, that we forgot that the things we own are still perfectly good. The shoes that still fit, the sweater that still keeps you warm, the phone that still works. Sometimes the best thing you can own is just appreciation for what's already in your hands. So before you add something to your cart tonight, just look around first. You might already have everything you need. Live your life, do what makes you happy, and I'll catch you next time.